the actual
the Democrats in the media have been saying that Elon's doing this because he wants to get even richer, because being worth 200 or 300 billion simply isn't enough. So he's going to steal taxpayers' money because he wants to get rich. But in fact, there have been almost 20 separate attacks on Tesla facilities since Trump took office. And that is hurting Tesla's stock price. You know, it's down 50% from a December high. I own the stock. I've been watching it very closely and watching it plummet. And so this guy, why is Elon really doing it? And then when you think, Adam, why would protesters in a grassroots way be against cutting fraudulent and wasteful spending in government? And it's because they're not grassroots protesters. They're paid. And Elon tweeted out that 5 Democrat-funded groups, funded by ACTBLUE, this kind of potentially shady Democrat fundraising organization, 5 of them were financing these protests. There's a Seattle organizer on X talking about it. And you know, that's a form of domestic terrorism. And the Georgia Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, a little crazy, has called for an investigation of these groups. And now the media suddenly are debating, is it domestic terrorism? They aren't covering the assaults. They aren't upset about that. They're upset that someone would call that domestic terrorism, because really it's not, the media say.
Right. And then, you know, God forbid, the guy goes to bat for the American government looking for fraud, and his dealerships, cars are being burnt, vandalized, the dealerships, like you said, 20 of them across the country. And how many hoaxes did we have during the Biden administration? There's a noose. Somebody saw a noose, and then the news media went crazy because they wanted to portray America as a racist country, and the fake nooses we had all sorts of times across the country. But burning cars, destroying dealerships, no, not a whisper, not a violence from Elon, because, what is it? Their agenda is to cause conflict between the two of the men, cause chaos between the two of them, and hopefully it'll work like they did in the first ministry. It's not going to work, and you wrote the book on his genius, and tell us why, and tell our audience why the constant chaos the media is trying to, and the fighting they're trying to cause between the two of them is not going to work this time around.
Well, my book, The Leadership Genius of Elon Musk, offers 11 lessons, 1 per chapter, that explain his success. And then I argue readers could actually use and to improve their own lives and live larger and live bigger. And there's a couple rules in play. Rule number 2 says reduce, reduce, reduce. It's how Elon cut 80% of staff at Twitter. And he can cut $1 trillion from government when we overspend by $2 trillion a year. There's another rule, Rule 3. It says the highest nail gets pounded down first, so strap on a helmet. That's what Elon's doing. Even though all these attacks are happening, Elon is just pushing even harder. Rule number 4, chapter 4 says, tease your critics and torture your enemies. And Elon is just smacking back. And today, the media and Democrats get so upset about words that are uttered, never mind actions that are taken. As you point out, the media, they're not worried about burning cars and shooting a pistol or a gun into a dealership late at night. No, they're worried about a symbol, like a symbol from the heart is Nazi, and a word. And it's just a way of distracting us from what's really happening.